Main risk factors for preventable chronic diseases are tobacco use, lack of physical activity, and excessive alcohol use. The risk factors have caused unpreventable and preventable diseases like disability and death. To reduce these risk factors, prevent diseases or injury before it ever occurs, reduce the impact of a disease or injury that has already occurred, soften the impact of an ongoing illness or injury that has lasting effects. We all need to invest our time and money in improving healthy lifestyle behaviors by increasing physical activity and improving our diet. By doing this, almost 35% of early deaths will be avoided. Our integrative nutrition health specialist, Betty Olayinka Folari Akinlosotu, aka BOFA, advocates for this every Sunday on Health Corner and Nutrition segments showing on Healthy Living with BOFA channel, where she also features professionals on interview with expert segments. Join us every Sunday, 2 p.m. U.S. time, 7 p.m. UK and Nigeria time, 8 p.m. South African time. See you there.
Hello, everybody. It's a beautiful Sunday. Welcome back to Healthy Living with BOFA show. Your show, our show that educates on healthy living, which we all know as wellness. I'm Betsy Olayinka Folari Akinlosotu, aka BOFA. Last week on Health Corner, we educated on abscess, which you all know as boil. Today, we are discussing on indigestion, and that is digestive problem, also called dyspepsia or an upset stomach. What is indigestion? And this is one of the health problems that we all experience every time. And what is this problem called? And what is the causes? The prevention and the treatment for it. So this is what we're going to be discussing today on Health Corner. So indigestion is a condition that affects the digestive tract. And this happens when the enzymes are unable to break down the food in the stomach and at the same time in the intestine for the body to absorb. Indigestion causes pain in the upper abdomen due to the body's inability to convert food into the stage ready for absorption into the body. So basically, we can say indigestion is a general term that describes discomfort in your upper abdomen. And this is not a disease, take note of that, but rather some symptoms you experience will include abdominal pain and a feeling of fullness soon after you start eating. So basically, it has to do with what you eat. If what you eat is not digesting, you will experience indigestion, which is known as digestive problem. It is common, it is treatable, and this condition, indigestion can last several days or weeks. In severe cases, urgent medical attention is recommended. If you have a very severe indigestion, you need to see your doctor immediately. Let's talk about the symptoms. What are the symptoms of indigestion? We can say that the commonly observed symptoms include bloating, heartburn, gas, belching, nausea, abdominal pain, feeling uncomfortably full, loss of appetite, burping, vomiting, constipation, dehydration, and stomach discomfort. Now, let's look at the causes. So there must be reason for this problem going on in our body. What are the causes? First, gastritis can be one of the causes. What is the meaning of that? What does that mean when we say gastritis? It means that your stomach is inflamed. That is the inflammation of the stomach. This can cause indigestion. Do you know inflammation can also cause indigestion? And this is the first section of the small intestine in the most higher vibrate in your body. It's a C-shaped segment of the small intestine. If these intestines swell up or become inflamed, it can cause indigestion. Take note of that. Peptic ulcer can also be one of the causes. Intestinal blockage conditions like intestinal hermits can be one of the causes. Another thing that can cause indigestion is medicine like antibiotics. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs can also cause it. Some of us take aspirin. I've seen many people that take aspirin every day. You know, excess of things can also affect and hurt our body system. So we have to take note of that. We've treated that in this section. We have educated us that you don't just take medication without being told by a practitioner, by your doctor. You need to be prescribed a medication before you start taking them. So medicines like antibiotics or non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs can cause indigestion. Another thing that can cause indigestion is excess alcohol intake. We talked about alcohol intake every time on this program. This should tell you that alcohol intake is dangerous to our body system. I'm not saying you should not take alcohol. Don't get me wrong, because our body needs certain amounts of alcohol, and that could be experimental on wine. You can experiment on wine to get your alcohol for your body. But when it comes to beer and other alcoholic, drinks, you need to be very careful. So excess alcohol intake can also cause indigestion. Lactose intolerance can cause indigestion. Let's talk a little bit more about lactose itself. What is lactose? Because many people get it wrong. They twist it. They don't even know what they are eating. We have to be very careful when it comes to the food that goes into this mouth. Lactose is the natural sugar in milk and other dairy food. And when they say lactose intolerance, it means that it is an inability to digest lactose, a type of sugar found in milk. It is impossible for somebody's system to digest this lactose. That can cause indigestion if you are unable to digest it. And this lactose causes diarrhea. It also causes flatulence, which we call passing gas. It causes bloating after consuming milk or dairy products. So basically, lactose produces and provides our body energy. It has a beneficial effect on the development of microorganisms that live in the digestive tract of human beings. It also helps our body to absorb calcium better. So if your body is intolerable to lactose, you are likely to have indigestion. We have a bunch of milks out there that is lactose. You can get them instead of taking regular milk. So another thing that can cause indigestion is mental condition like anxiety and depression. If your mind is troubled, if you are depressed, this is how you get indigestion. If you are not eating food that contain fiber, you won't be able to digest at all. Your body will not do cleansing, will not do absorption. And once this thing is not taking place in your body system, you will definitely have indigestion. Because when you are depressed, you tend to forget about food. It's normal, but try as much as possible to make yourself happy. Get over anything that can cause anxiety and depression. And that's why I always say that wellness includes everything around us, living well in all areas of life. Your emotion count, your joy, your happiness, your environment, your feelings. These are the primary food when it comes to wellness. And that is why we integrate this thing in the world, your career, your job, your education, your relationship, your happiness. All these, we've integrated them into nutritional world. And that is why we are integrative nutrition specialists. So you want to look at this, your emotions, your feelings when it comes to wellness. So if you are unable to make yourself happy, you will definitely have indigestion. Another thing that can cause indigestion is stomach cancer. If you have stomach cancer, you might probably have indigestion. Now let's look at the risk factors. The risk factor of this particular problem, digestive problem. Because women are more prone to develop dyspepsia, indigestion. Medical term is dyspepsia. So gender is one of the risk factors. Another thing is advanced age can also increase the risk. I mean, when you are aging is another factor. Smoking is another factor. Certain medicines such as aspirin, I said it earlier when I was mentioning the causes. Aspirin and ibuprofen can be one of the risk factors. And lastly, depression, like I mentioned. So we have to be very, very careful. A lot of things, happens in our body when we are not happy, when we are depressed. Many things get wrong. It's not because of the food we put in our mouth that cause problem. I've said that many times. A lot of things can cause problem going on in our body system, which is medical. Now, how do you get this thing treated? If you experience indigestion, how do you get it treated? Now, treatment depends on the underlying condition which is causing the problem. And if no specific cause is found, then treatment focuses on relieving symptoms by the help of medication. This basically means that whatever that is going on in your body system, if you have any underlying problem, like those that I mentioned earlier, like cancer, stomach cancer, and so on, that it means that you will definitely see a doctor that will prescribe medication for you. But if you have any underlying illness, it will be treated, depends on the type of underlying condition you have. Now, who do you see for digestive problem? I mean, the specialist to consult. Because many of us just go to any doctor who doesn't specialize on that particular problem. And that's why we get ourselves into trouble. No doctor will tell you, I cannot do it, because they're looking for money, of course. It's only one that have good heart will tell you, I don't specialize on this. Go and see so person. And here in the United States, you don't just go to any specialist. You need to see your primary care doctor. And this is the person, the right person to refer you to the right specialist that specializes on your case, on your problem. So you need to see the right person, right doctor. And who is this right doctor? Gastroenterologist is the person you see if you have any digestive problem. Don't go and see eye doctor. Don't go and see gynecologist. You need to see gastroenterologists. This is the people that specialize on indigestive problem. Now, having said all this, I always say it on this program that it is better to prevent it from happening than struggling to treat or to cure the condition. And that is why we say prevention is better than cure. So now, how do you prevent digestive problem? You reduce fatty meal intake. Instead of having beef, pork, lamb, turkey, and chicken fried, boil them, grill them, broil them or roast them. That is better than frying, because once you fry, the fats in those meats can even make it worse. So can make you have indigestion. So another thing you want to do, you want to reduce alcohol and tobacco use. You also want to reduce carbonated drink intake, that is soft drink. We call it soda here. So soft drink, you want to reduce it because it has too much of gas, which can cause indigestion. You want to learn how to manage stress. Rest after daily activities. It is very important. Some of us work 24 hours round the clock, no rest. And lastly, you want to practice your exercise regularly. This is all we can educate on Health Corner today. At this time, we're going to take a break. And when we return, we're bringing you interview with experts we've all been waiting for. And I'm very sure that you can't wait to see what we have for you on interview with experts today. So sit right, fasten your seat belt, get your coffee, because what we're about to discuss today is going to blow your mind. And some would say, oh my goodness, so this is me. You see the picture of yourself right here today. So let's take a break. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Okay, welcome back to interview with experts we've all been waiting for. My goodness, my chin. Mrs. Uduje, you're welcome on the program. How are you?
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Just let me bring your face to, okay, so lights. Good. That's the beautiful face we'll be looking at since on. Okay. Tell us about weight gain. What are the factors that influence weight gain? Tell us the causes of weight gain in 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for giving me the floor. So I'm going to go straight into it. The basic cause of weight gain is when you are on calorie excess, right? So, but if we just say calorie excess, it doesn't really make sense to the common man. All right. So it means if you are eating more or you're taking in more calories than you are burning, you are going to add weight. So, but there are so many factors, that can lead to you having being in a calorie surplus. All right. So the one I want to touch on today will be the one of environmental factors. That's our lifestyle, not really our genetics. And I don't really want to talk about nutrition now, because almost everybody knows, okay, yes, if I eat so I'm going to add weight. So I want to talk about the things, the one that we don't really know. All right, like our lifestyle. For example, if you have a sedentary lifestyle, you are definitely going to be tending towards weight gain. So if you are not as active, all right, you don't burn calories daily, you are going to tend towards weight gain. Even our kind of jobs, if you are by your desk morning till night, you're not moving around, you are going to there's high possibility that you're going to tend towards weight gain, because you are not burning any calories, you are not active, you're not moving. All right, all these being said, with the nutrition being constant. All right, so when I say nutrition being constant, of course, you've checked your food, you're eating healthy, you're on a calorie deficit. All right, so if you are not doing these things, you tend towards weight gain. It's a no-brainer. All right, so aside us trying to put our meals in check, I am saying tonight that we should also put our lifestyle in check, because that's the one people tend to forget about. Some people want to say, oh, in my family, this is how we are. No, you can actually change the course. You can change the course. So that's where I want to hit on, today.
Wow. I'm so glad you touched on that, because like you rightly said, that people think that when they gain weight, this is caused by the food they eat. So they either want to reduce what they eat, or they want to stop eating them. Not knowing that is not even all to get rid of. A lot of lifestyle are included that brings all this together. So I'm really glad you touched on that. Thank you so much.
On it.
Now, there are eating strategies to gain weight. And it costs about, let's say, 3,500 calories to gain 1 pound. That means in order to gain 1 pound a week, you have to burn 500 extra calories every day. And that is why you go to restaurants here. I'm not sure if they do it in Nigeria. You go to restaurants here, the food listed
has their calorie numbers.
They're going to put each calories that you're going to get for each meal. They're going to put it. If you are losing weight, you see that, okay, this is 3,500 for a day, and you're still going to eat more, maybe 3-4 times a week. You will limit your intake of calories. Now, how do people know they are gaining too many calories to gain weight, or too little calories to lose weight? If they are not going to for instance, I just said it, that they go to the store, and
if they're not seeing the details,
they cannot see it listed out that this is amount of, and so not everybody that understand. It's because we are in this field. You and I, and
that's why we understand.
You understand. For a common man who doesn't understand what calories even mean to them, what they get in the food, because many people are just eating food. They don't know what they get from the food they eat. They don't know the type of nutrients they get. So for a common man who doesn't understand that you have to have 3,500 calories for a week,
for a pound,
now to get 1 pound, how do people know they are gaining weight? Getting many calories, or getting, less?
Too little. Okay, thank you so much for that question. I like to tell people that your body speaks, all right? Our body gives off signals. It's just that we may not really understand when the body is actually giving off those signals, right? So if you are in a calorie surplus, that's if you're eating too much, you will feel it over time. There will be like an heaviness. There will be like an heaviness for you. you just feel heavier over time. That's maybe you're on a surplus today and you're on a surplus tomorrow. You start to feel heavier than the usual. So I tell people that if you are in tune with your body, if you are in tune with the rhythm of your body, you would definitely know when you are adding weight or when you are eating in excess calories, or what I like to call calorie surplus. Now, when you are taking in too little, you would also know. You will start having dizzy spells.
Mhm.
You will start having dizzy spells. You would have, there's another one that is very constant with almost everybody. There's a light headaches that comes with it. Now it's different from it's different from the withdrawal symptoms when you just start a diet. It's not that. But when you have been eating too little over a period of time, there's dizzy spells, there's light headaches that even resting and drugs don't take away. It's just so you are depleting, you are lacking of sugar. You notice such person feels better after a sugary drink. Instantly, you just feel better after a sugary drink instantly. So those are like one of the indices of, say, oh, you are taking too low calories. So it is, what I would advise, if you don't have menu with calorie details, you could listen to your body. It always gives off the signs and the symptoms.
Wow. My goodness, viewers, I believe you just learned something from that response to my questions, because a lot of us, we don't listen to our body. And I've said it many times, multiple times on this program, that whatever you put in your mouth, whether good or bad, you get response, you get reaction. I've seen many people complaining to me, okay, I'm having constant headache all the time. It happens to me too. When I don't eat on time, my hands will be shaking. I'll be having slight. I knew that I was missing something.
Yes.
Then I'll quickly, adjust, work on it.
Look for something.
But because we don't pay attention to our body when it speaks, many people don't do that. They don't have any understanding that what you eat or what you are not eating is giving signs.
Exactly.
Your body is reacting to something, that this thing is too much, or this thing,
or it's too little.
I need, yes. But we're not paying attention. And viewers, I've said it a million times, and we have an expert on the program today that is saying it to us, teaching us, telling us that it is very important we listen to it. If you have any questions relating to what we are treating today on Healthy Living with Bofa Show, Interview with Expert, please put your comments on our YouTube box right there, where we read it out to our guest and she will answer your question. We have questions? Okay, let's see. All right, we have question here. Okay, the question says, what are some ways to avoid headaches and migraines when you have eaten, when you have eaten? Let's say, I guess the question is, okay, I have eaten and the headache still continues. What are some ways to avoid that headache? Then it says that, do you have any natural remedies or is it all medication?
Okay. Okay. If I get the question correctly, after the person must have eaten and the headaches still persist, that's just an indication that it is not shortage of sugar. So there's another problem. There's an underlying issue. So you may want to check, you may want to see your physician, you may want to run some tests. So if you've eaten and the headaches is still persistent, you may want to just check with your doctor. And sometimes we are actually dehydrated and not
That's right.
hungry.
You need to
We are
drink
dehydrated. We need to drink a lot of water.
Yes.
Sometimes that's the culprit.
Yes.
All right. So if you drank a lot of water,
that's the only remedy. Other than drinking lots of water and rest and eat, you need to see your doctor.
A doctor.
Thank you so much, Ms. Uduje. Now, I know it is so overwhelming when we are trying to lose weight and figuring out what food to eat. Okay. When trying to lose weight, what will you tell your clients is the right food to eat to lose weight? What are the advice or health tips will you give to you? I'm not losing weight. I can't even lose weight more than this. Some people want me to gain more weight, which I'm not going to do. So if I have a client, okay, I can't deal with you. You know, my hands are full. Let me refer you to my colleagues. Go and see Ms. Onosiozie Promise. She's going to help you. So what will you tell the client?
So the way we tackle weight loss on my brand is we do personalized plans, right? So if I'm not working with you one-on-one, what I can give you off my fingertips is just avoid excess calories. Now, to avoid excess calories, there are different ways you can avoid it. You can either go for low-calorie foods, healthy low-calorie foods, because not all healthy foods are low-calorie. So in trying to lose weight, go for low-calorie healthy foods. That's one way. Second way, while eating healthy, you have to eat healthy. That one is constant K. While eating healthy, you should try and increase energy output. When I say increase energy output, that means work out, burn some calories. So try to increase output because you need to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. In trying to be in a calorie deficit just means calorie output minus calorie input. There should be a deficit. That's a minus. All right. So it's either you are increasing output or you are reducing input, or you're doing both. So the both is what a specialist, a professional, an expert will make you do both so that you can get the results you seek. So while you're doing both, you are reducing input, that's you're reducing your calories intake, that's what you're eating by eating healthy, and you are increasing output. So you're working out, you're being active, you are not sedentary, you are not sitting at your desk morning till night, you are making intentional effort by moving. All right. If you do this, combine both, there's no way you will not lose weight over time. Please let me stress it, over time, because a lot of people expect weight loss to be instant. It cannot be instant. You are how old? For example, you are 30. You didn't add this weight overnight. It took you time to get there. When you were not even intentional. So imagine now you are trying to reverse, and you're an adult, you're already used to some habits, you already have your habit formed. All right, so to break the jinx, it will take a while. Your body will also fight the change. All right, so you may not even get it as easy. All right, so I always say the biggest ingredients for weight loss is patience.
Wow.
You can do all this I have said, and if you're not patient, you will come out of this, the plan, the program you've been put in. When I say the program, the increase output, reduce input, you may just fall out of it because you'll be like, oh, after a week, people want to see results after 2 weeks. You want to see results after 4 weeks. How long did it take you to add the weight? All right. So you have to give it time. All this I've said, with time, patience, and you will see the weight falling off.
Thank you so much. I'm going to say something. I was given an opportunity to deal with some people from my motherland, Nigeria precisely. And what I realized is this. Like you rightly said, no patience for anything, no patience at all. They want it to happen
instantly,
immediately. And it cannot happen because it doesn't happen immediately when you are gaining that weight. So it will take a process, lots of steps, lots of strategies, lots of techniques to bring it down. And we call it crowding out in the nutritional world. You want to take it a longer time, gradually to crowd out of this weight gain. It's not a day job. We have to be patient. And some people, when you give them this plan, meal plan, what to do, because meal plan doesn't only include food alone. It's going to require lots of, things, lifestyle factors. But some will ignore it totally. They will not even touch it. And they keep telling people that I can't lose weight. I can't lose weight because it's not working. And they're not doing it. So viewers, it takes a process. It takes time. You have to be patient and make sure you do all you are asked to do and you see the results. Thank you so much, Ms. Uduje, for asking that question. Now, it is easy to be obsessed over things. Because I need to say this because people want to get it done immediately. They want it happening right now. So it is easy to be obsessed over things, especially when you are trying to correct things. I may be wrong. So when you are looking at your meal, right now, you see a pound of yam with vegetables, with nice fish like this. Oh my goodness. And you're telling me to lose weight. So when you are looking at your meal for the day, trying to burn calories and you are eating, how do you do that in a healthy balance or still get nutrition you need to function and then feel for the day?
Okay, if I get you right, are you saying how they can still eat what they are eating, what they are used to, and still lose weight? Is that the question?
Yes.
Okay.
That, but I want you to look at it in this way. You tell me to lose weight, and all the food you ask me to, to at least
eat,
stay away from it a while. And the one you gave me to eat, I mean, the meal plan, I see them that, okay, this is still part of what I've been eating, and I'm still going to get out of this. Looking at that beautiful meal in front of me, and I have one that is not like the other one that looks so attractive, So if I want to choose, let's say I choose the one you gave me, how do I still get, my goodness, I don't know what, anyway, how do I still get this balanced diet from that meal? Because don't forget it. If you are giving meal plan to reduce weight, there are certain things we are going to deny ourselves from. And
okay, I understand your question now.
How do I get this healthy balance or still get nutrition you need?
Okay, I understand your question now. So first, I would address that because we are trying to make you lose weight, and because we are trying to put you on a diet, does not mean we are taking off any class of food. We are not taking off any class. You have all the classes of food on the plan. You need it. Because sometimes when you say you are having, you are cranky or you are having, what's this word? Cravings. Sometimes cravings is actually as a result of deficiency in some nutrients.
Yes.
So the plan does not take away any class of food. Instead, it gives you an alternative to, for example, you are used to poundo yam. Poundo yam, 70% carbs, a little bit fiber, right? We are going to take poundo yam from you, and we would give you an alternative to poundo yam. still carbohydrates.
Substituting with the same
yes,
thing that is going to be
same
healthy.
carbohydrates. So you are not deficient in any nutrient. On the plan is actually 50% carbs, 25% protein, 25% fats. Because the binder of foods is mostly fat. It is the binder, is the binder on a plan. So we try to make you full. Your fat is still there. When I say fat, I don't mean oil. Like we can give you your fat from avocado, we can give you from nuts.
That's right.
So we are actually still putting those things there, but they are healthier alternatives. So you are not deficient in any class of food. You are not deficient. So you would not have an issue of trying to supplement a particular class of food. So that issue will not be there because it was never taken off. So we would actually look for high fiber foods and alternatives. Say you are always, for example, our starchy foods, our staple foods in Africa most of the time are starchy foods, right? We would now go for brown carbs and high fiber carbs. For example, oats. Another example, sweet potato. So if we're taking yam from you, we're giving you sweet potato. These are examples. If we're taking poundo yam from you, we are giving you unripe plantain back swallow. We are giving you oat swallow. If we're taking the normal waffles from you, we are giving you oat pancake. So we are just substituting because we cannot just withdraw from you. Are an adult, you are used to eating the way you are already eating. If we take everything out and not give you a replacement, you cannot follow through.
That's right.
So it's not rigid. It's not a rigid structure. We have you in mind because there's nothing, if we cannot make you follow through, then we cannot succeed.
That's true.
So at the end of the day, we are looking at what you can follow through. You should be able to follow through it. If not, we will go back and restructure. Restructure. And good thing, it's not a generic plan. It's a person. We sit with you, you fill a form, we hear from you, and we prepare for you. So because no two people have identical issues when it comes to nutrition. So your age is different most of the time, your weight, your height, all right, your likes, environmental factors, these are all different. So we need to prepare. So that's why we call it a personalized plan for you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Ms. Uduje, for answering that question. I have one on my WhatsApp right here. It says, what would be the idea of balanced diet for an average person? I think nutritionally, our plate must be divided into 4 parts. I'm not sure what you have in Nigeria. Here, it must be divided into 4 parts with nutrients food. In order to have food balanced diets, that's the way they do it. So what would be the idea of balanced diet for an average person?
Okay, so I like to say again, I'm coming from the personalized angle, right? A lot of people have health, a lot of people don't have the same needs when it comes to nutrition. All right, some people have health issues that can make them consume some things, but ideally in a normal, all things being equal, in normal scenario, we don't go above 50% carbs. That's your macros now. We don't go above 50% carbs for you on a plan. We don't go below 25% protein for you. We don't go below 25% fat. Now, if we now have peculiar issues, all right, if we now have peculiar issues for the person that we want to prepare this plan for, then we can begin to tweak. For example, I have somebody with high cholesterol. I would want to tweak their fat percentage on their plate. All right. So, but the base is what I just explained. So it changes depending if we have any health issues. I may have worked with people with hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism. There are some things they don't need to get. We pull them out, we substitute like that. I've worked with nursing moms. Every nursing mom, we usually put 500 calories higher on their plan. We call that one for the baby, because when they breastfeed in a day, they lose close to 500 to 60 to 600 calories per day. So what we are putting in that plan, the baby is taking out. So it depends. So there's no structure like cast on stone that this is what it is. But all things being equal, it cannot, your carbs should not be above 50%. Your protein should not be below 25%. It can be higher depending on the person in question. And your fat should not be below 25. It depends. So those are like standard. All right. So that's it. Now, when we're now dealing with, yes, that's like the standard when we want to prepare for them.
Fruit and vegetables carry more percentage, which is 40%. That's what you have for your vegetables. Your fruits and vegetables must be 40%. That don't hurt anybody. And that is why the percentage is high, because you get high antioxidants from fruits and vegetable, and some from nuts and seed. Because you get high antioxidant from that fruits and vegetables, which kill the radicals that cause all these cancers and all these things, other problems in our body system. That is why the percentage of intake for that vegetables and fruit is high, and followed by the protein and fats. And
so we gauge, we put the fruits and vegetables you just called, we put them under part of carbohydrates. That's why I said 50%. So like you said, that's why it's actually higher, because you, apart from even the antioxidant you mentioned, it gives you more fiber, so it makes you fuller.
Yes,
it makes you fuller, so it does the job for you. Exactly.
So that's why it's very important we digest. We make everything we eat absorb and digest.
Yes.
And once we have that, we won't get weight, because in the process you are eating and you are not digesting, you're prone to have, weight gain. So we have to take note of that. Digestion is the key word. You have to eat and make sure you digest it. Whatever you eat must come out before you eat another thing. Because many people don't understand that when you are full, that this is breakfast. You had breakfast already and you are full. They get to lunchtime, they think that it is normal and must take lunch. And meanwhile, they are still full, meaning that the food they eat has not digested.
In the morning,
and they want to eat because you must eat, lunch. Same thing. And another thing that we need to talk about is type of time. The time you eat at night counts too. Many people eat 10 o'clock and they go to bed.
Okay.
Many people eat 12 o'clock, they go to bed. The time you are going to stay in bed till the following day is not as much as the time you're going to spend daytime. So the time you eat depends on how your food is going to digest. If you eat late, your food might probably delay in digestion. And if you are not digesting the food, the following day you want to take breakfast. Bofa said don't skip breakfast. I'm not saying you should not skip breakfast. So if you don't digest, and the way you digest your food, you have to you have to dedicate. You have to, urinate. In the morning, you have to feel lighted. You have to feel like, oh, my body is light, before you can start putting another thing. Some people don't mind. Like we said earlier, listen to your body. Your body is important. And we have question right here on YouTube. And the question says that, can you suggest something for hair loss? Seriously? This is weight loss. It's not hair loss. But let's see if you can help this person. Can you suggest hair loss due to breakup? And I've done a weight loss of 15 kilo.
Okay. I will just touch on this because I've had a situation with a client with this same issue. What I can say is After she was on the plan for 8 weeks, she noticed hair growth. All right. So what I can deduce from that is, I think if your diet is A-okay, the whole body benefits from it. Your nails benefit from it, your hair, your skin, all right, your everything. So the person may want to check their nutrition. So you may want to check your nutrition. Of course, you should see hair doctors. I know they are hair doctors. All right, you should see like, a doctor for that. But at the same time, you may want to check your nutrition. All right, I've seen where nutrition is solved and fertility increases, hair growth increase, nails, skin, everything. So you should be having, if the nutrition is structured well, all these things should not happen. So see a doctor for it, and also check your vitamins, check your fruit intake, check your vegetables, check your food. All right, that's what I think.
Thank you so much for answering that. The doctor to see for your hair loss is dermatologist. You need to see your dermatologist. That's the people, the specialists that take care of our skin, our skin. These are the people that, specialize on that. So see your dermatologist for that. Thank you, Ms. Uduje, for answering that question. We have another one that says that, if I eat less and exercise more, why can't I lose weight?
For that question, I would ask the person, did you work with an expert? Now, some people eat small foods, right? And they automatically translate it to eating less. Sometimes small food does not automatically translate to eating less. I'll give you an example. 100 grams of avocado is 160 calories, as small as it is. You may eat 2 avocados, and to you've had just a snack. But according to nutrition, according to your calorie intake, you've had a meal. Do you understand? So sometimes, same with nuts, all nuts are calorie dense. They are small, but they are high in calories. Even your oats, 100 grams of your oatmeal is 360 calories, depending on the variety or how finely cut. Some are up to 380. So some people may have that and fill it with nuts and shavings. We're looking close to 700, 800 per meal, and that's just, so sometimes we think we are not eating as much. We think we are eating less, but it's not the case. So we call that, in weight loss, we call it overestimating your calories. So the person that asked that question, you may be underestimating your calorie intake. You may be underestimating it. You may think you are doing 1,500 a day, and you may be doing 2,002. You may think you are doing 2,000 a day, and you may be doing 2,005. So it happens a lot. So that's why sometimes we say you need an expert, at least to start you off. If you're smart enough, after a month or 2, you can do it on your own. But you need somebody to actually sit with you and tweak your nutrition, tweak your calorie, and give you the blueprint. All right, so you can actually flow with it. Another thing is, some people overestimate their calorie burn during exercise. They translate sweating for lots of calorie burn. No, it's not by that you are sweating a lot that you are burning a lot. So it's true. Some people get hot quickly. Small walk, they start pouring sweat.
That's right.
While some people don't break sweat fast. That doesn't mean you've worked out very well. So I usually tell my clients, get a tracker, a fitness tracker, to show you how many you've burned, to show you how many calories you've burned for that day. That way you have, at least you have you have regulated some errors. You already have, that way you have an idea of, okay, this is what I burnt today, or this is what my meal is looking like. So some people want to do it themselves. So if you are eating less, if you think you are eating less and working out and you're not losing weight, it just means one thing: you are not in a calorie deficit. So you are missing it somewhere. It's either your meals are underestimated or your calorie burn are overestimated.
Thank you so much. God bless you for answering that question. Now, the question now goes to our men. Okay. Why is it that when men gain weight, they tend to develop pot bellies? This question is coming from somebody, so I need to put it on. It's a brother of mine. It's one of our supporters, one of our donors for this, organization. So, why is it that when men gain weight, they tend to develop pot bellies? Do you think this is normal? I'm going to answer that. It's not normal anyway. So just answer. So just answer why they gain weight and they develop, pot bellies.
Okay, most of the time.
20 seconds. We got
okay, so most of the time, for men, their kind of foods dictate that their kind of food is actually what makes them, tend to that part. A man that, I'm giving an example, a man that drinks beer a lot, fermentation will still occur. When fermentation occurs, there is gas. There's gas giving off, all right? So it is trapped. So most of the time, they are bloated. And if you see a bloated person, their tummy is always out. Most of them. Another thing is sometimes they do high starchy food. Most men, all right, a man that is eating off will do high starchy food, and most of them would drink. So it is all trapped. Is when you're if we are dealing with alcohol, we are dealing with trapping of air, which is bloating, all right. So this actually makes the tummy extend. And if it's high starchy foods too, not enough fiber. They cannot go number 2 easily. The tummy will still extend. So, but men are not as sensitive with their body as a woman. So the next day they will repeat the same process, and they keep repeating the same process. Another thing is they have presence of muscles on their body. All right. So for you to increase fat in the presence of muscles is very minimal. That's why as women, when we go to the gym, they tell you to do a little cardio and strength training so that you can have a little lean muscle. I don't mean muscle like men, all right? So because of they have that like on their chest, their hands, their legs, the only place that is susceptible to fat retention is their tummy. So that's why, but it's not applicable in every case.
Every case.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you so much for answering that. Wow, this is awesome. Full of information this evening on interview with experts. Ms. Uduje, I want to say thank you so much for coming on. We'd like to keep you. We'd love to have you on till tomorrow.
Thank you.
Because this is a very essential, a topic we are treating today, because this is common. It's something that is going on rampantly in our community, in our lives, in our homes, everywhere. People want to lose weight because there are lots of things lot of health problem that is attached to weight gain.
To weight gain.
So many health problems. That is why we want to take it from our body weight before we can handle every other health problem. So for coming on the program today, I want to say big thanks and
you're welcome.
God bless you for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks for the
Thank
honor.
you.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Viewers, if you're willing to work with experts and you want more information on weight loss, please contact Ms. Onosiozie Uduje. Please, can you tell us your number in few minutes, in few seconds?
080-220-64135. You can reach me there and on WhatsApp. On Instagram, I'm Shozie's Meal Plan, at Shozie's Meal Plan. On Facebook, Shozie's Meal Plan. Website, shoziesmealplan.com.
Wow, thank you so much for coming to bless us, to educate us today on Healthy Living with Bofa Show. God bless you.
Thank you.
I'm still going to bring
Thank
you
you.
back because I know I'm still going to get a lot of query on this, that you don't talk more about men. We need to talk more about it. So I'll bring you back next time. So I want to say thank you for coming. Viewers,
thank you
we
for
have to
having
take
me.
a break right now. And when we return, we're going to do quickly, what is it called? Nutrition. So
Unhealthy eating habits have contributed to a lot of health problems epidemic today. Health problems like diabetes, high blood pressure, osteoporosis, arthritis, cancer, health disease, and so on. The good news is, if you can control what goes into your mouth and your body, you will live your best. For what you put into your mouth determines how well or sick you live. You and I know that poor diet is associated with major health risks that causes illness and even death. So, by making smart food choices today can help you protect yourself from all these health problems. Our integrative nutrition health specialist, Miss Betty Olayinka Folani Akinlosotu, aka Bufa, wants to see you living your best without any health issues. She made this known in her program showing every Sunday on Healthy Living with Bufa TV. She tells us how our food choice affects our health and how we feel today, tomorrow, and in the future. If you are opting for optimal health, from fighting free radicals to living your way into a healthy and beautiful body, here are some things you must do. Eat a nutritious, healthy, balanced diet every day. Practice your daily exercise and take your supplements, especially vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, and chlorophyll to boost your immune system against free radicals that cause cancer and other diseases. Join us on this program every Sunday, 1:30 p.m. US time, 7:30 p.m. African time, and 6:30 p.m. United Kingdom time, where she educates on health and nutrition, as well as features professionals from various fields to sensitize you on wellness. See you there.
All right, welcome back to nutrition segment that says you are what you eat. And I was told to add to it, you are what you eat and what you drink. Today, let's talk about the food that can heal your digestive problem. What are the food? I'm going to run through it quickly. Food to eat to ease indigestions are vegetables, like we talked about it in nutrition segment, an interview with experts. We mentioned multiple times that vegetables intake, vegetables and fruit intake are the most essential food that you're going to get most nutrients from, minerals and vitamins. You get them from this food. So you want to take vegetables seriously, like leafy green vegetables, broccoli, cucumber, banana, and so on. You also want to take cereal like oatmeal. You want to take lean meat. What does that mean? Lean meat is the meat without skin. So you want to take lean meat that has low fat to reduce reflux. You want to also take non-citrus fruits with low acidity like melons. So let's look at the, supplements because not all of us have access to vegetables. Some don't even have money to buy, but if they can lay their hands on supplement that you can take every day, it will help. That will go a long way. So you want to take dietary fiber supplement, spicy supplement, aloe vera supplement, vitamin B complex, and ginger supplement. Let's look at the food to avoid if you are having indigestion problem. You want to avoid this following food if you are having indigestion. Number one, spicy food and pepper. If you are having indigestion, you want to avoid the spicy food and pepper. You want to avoid carbonated beverages. You want to avoid coffee that contains caffeine. This triggers reflux, so you want to avoid caffeinated coffee. You also want to avoid citrus fruits that worsen gastric acidity. Now you want to avoid high fat food. This also triggers reflux. Now, having mentioned all this, the most important thing that I'm going to advise on this, and I will leave you with that, is you want to listen to your body system. Listen to your body when it speaks to a certain food you eat every time. It is very, very important. Once we can do this, I tell you and I promise you, we won't be in and out of the hospitals, because your body is going to tell you something about the food you eat, whether good or bad. So work on it. We said if you don't eat more calories, that means you short of sugar in your body system, you will be having headache. So once you don't eat, you know that when the headache comes, that is the minute. I had a lady that came to my house recently and she complained, oh, I'm having constant headache. I know I don't take my iron. That's it. Because she noticed that anytime she doesn't take that, that will be the signs that she gets all the time. So please and please, it is very important we listen to our body system. And we also want to know what we eat. Read the labels. If you are having underlying illness, I'm sure that your doctor must have given you a nutritionist or dietitians that work with you on your nutrition. So you want to make sure that you follow what your dietitian tells you to do. You want to read the labels. You don't want to eat. Read the nutrition facts, the number, the content, the percentage of each nutrients, minerals, vitamins that you need is written there. And any food that doesn't give you nutrition facts, avoid it totally, because there's no way you can see the amount of things, nutrients your body is getting from that food. Know what you eat. It is very important. God will help you. God will help me. And this is all we can give on Healthy Living with Bofa show today. And I hope someone is healthfully blessed on the show. Until next week, Sunday, we meet. I wish you safe and good health. Please continue to stick with us. Share our program. Lots of people are there. They want to see their health improving. So don't be stingy. Share this program, and I pray that God will help all of us. Thank you so much for joining us today.